literally, this is my office right here on Press Row in Binghamton, but just being in a hockey arena all day, people might work a 9-to-5 job Monday through Friday and might say, well, how could you, on some weekends you're here all day on a Saturday, all day on a Sunday, but it's a hockey rink, and it's just something about the atmosphere. It makes you forget about what's outside, and that everybody else, for the most part, might be having a weekend to themselves. It's a whole lot of fun, and I really wouldn't trade it for anything.
This is my 23rd season doing this. So I started here in Binghamton about when I was 15, 16 years old. I was just a stick boy, started helping out. I'm just like these guys here. I'm still trying to get to the NHL, but this isn't a bad spot to be.
It has been a trying season so far for the Binghamton Senators hockey team, but routine stays intact no matter the results. Players arrive a little over 2 hours before game time, and the crowds that come out to see the combatants defend their home ice start to trickle in an hour before the puck drops to begin the game. The banners on the rafters show the successful past of the franchise, but the team currently sits in last place in the North Division standings of the American Hockey League, and tonight's opponent, the Albany Devils, are in full stride at second place coming into the affair. This evening, Chris Drieger will get the start in the Senator net, as he is given the task of slowing down one of the league's best teams. He's been consistent all season, but that can only go so far.
Now, with tonight's edition of Countdown to Face-Off, here's the voice of the Binghamton Senators, Grady Wittenberg.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome live inside the Floyd L. Maines Veterans Memorial Arena here in downtown Binghamton. Grady Wittenberg with you as the Binghamton Senators beginning a 3-3 weekend, a rarity during this 2015-2016 regular season schedule. An active weekend, but unfortunately all for naught, though playing for pride down the stretch here. Binghamton still mathematically alive for a playoff spot, but still sitting 7th in the North Division of the American Hockey League's Eastern Conference, as the Senators coming into this one off of the 5-1 loss against Utica last Saturday night here at the Floyd.
The puck is dropped and the game is on, with Wittenberg in the booth giving his call of the game and Mitchell tending to the players on the bench. A physical battle ensues between the teams. Albany, well known for their strong defensive play, makes life difficult for the hosts, and Brian O'Neill, the reigning league MVP, strikes first for Albany to put them on top. But the Senators keep pushing and eventually break the Devils' dam.
Big blast, Atkinson, puck is free, they score! Max McCormick poking on the rebound, and on the power play, Binghamton ties it up in a goal apiece.
Not long after McCormick's goal, Pierre-Luc Letourneau-Leblanc of Albany and Zach Shortini of Binghamton bring the crowd to their feet with their exchanging of fists. Letourneau-Leblanc earns the takedown win, giving his team the boost they need when the game heads to overtime.
Drieger handles behind, the net clears to the corner, up with it, knocked down Grignani, feeds to the front, Drieger in front, they tap it, backdoor, and they score. Jim O'Brien, the former Senator. It lasted more than 12 seconds, but not much longer. 22 seconds in, O'Brien with the overtime winner, his 18th of the year, and the Devils will claim a 2-1 victory.
On a game day, I usually get in about 7:30. I'll sharpen skates. On a back-to-back, like the second day, I sharpen skates usually for an hour and a half in the morning. And if we were playing on a Friday, they would have been done on Thursday after practice. And I'm just here in the morning and do my skates and kind of wait for the guys to come in. I usually have a few guys that come in and hang out in the morning. We have coffee, anything that might arise, we take care of those issues. Then the guys go out for practice, and then after that is when we start cleaning up and setting up for the game.
I think just getting as much rest and recovery as you can. No matter what, playing a 3-3, you're going to probably be tired on Sunday, but it's just being as ready as you can, and then on those Sunday games, keeping it as simple as you can.
The Saturday morning practice is optional, with a bevy of players doing their own routines off the ice instead, including a soccer group. But on the ice, it stays relatively light, with the conservation of energy for that night's game given heavy consideration. A pregame nap and meal follow the practice, then the routine starts up again.
Well, Welcome live inside the Floyd L. Maines Veterans Memorial Arena here in downtown Binghamton. This Saturday, April 2nd, is Hall of Fame night here in the Southern Tier. 3 new inductees going into the Binghamton Hockey Hall of Fame, and we'll be carrying that ceremony live just prior to face-off here this evening between your Binghamton Senators and the Utica Comets.
With redemption in the heads of the Senators, they attack early and try and defend the fort with goaltender Matt O'Connor in the net this evening. Binghamton doesn't have a hard time getting shots on Utica's goalie Richard Bachman, but once again the Senators succumb to the opposition's offensive firepower. With the hometown team trailing, physicality picks up, which keeps Mitchell busy as he is forced into due to fix the skate blade of forward Phil Veroni, which needs to be done swiftly to ensure his quick return to action. Even with Mitchell's diligent work, no one can stop this Carter Banks shot, which gives Utica a 4-goal lead. The lone bright spot of the night comes from defenseman Mark Frazier's goal, but it's back to the drawing board once again after a 4-1 loss for Binghamton.
I'll do some skates tonight, and then we'll come in about 7:30. We'll pack the gear, load the bus, and just wait for the guys to show up and head to Albany.
The 3-and-3 seem to be more frequent and far-flung, and we'll be on a bus overnight, maybe get into Bridgeport, Connecticut, or Hartford at 3:30 in the morning, and guys kind of lumber off the bus. They get sleep, and typically that's after a Saturday night home game. We'll play an afternoon game the next day.
The team gets sleep, then embarks on a 2.5-hour bus trip to Albany the next morning, the capital of New York, for a 3 o'clock game against the Devils. Even with the struggles, fans still travel to support the team. Wittenberg takes his perch in the press box, and pucks enter the playing surface to prelude the game's warm-up. A new player, Nathan Todd, joins the Senators from his old team in Ottawa after a trip from Canada's capital to Binghamton, then here to Albany. But his presence can alter the Senators' fate. Days like these, when those that work in hockey really earn their paychecks. The Senators can no longer make the playoffs, but games go on anyways. The players keep on playing their hardest in order to impress not only their own team, but other clubs as well, as they try to earn another playing job for the following season. Just like the players, Mitchell and Wittenberg are paid by the team, and it is their job to push on with the rest of the season, no matter where the team sits in the standings, which further exemplifies the grind involved with a professional hockey life. Identical to the weekend's previous games, the Devils get off to a lead over the Senators, but unlike Friday's tilt where Binghamton scored to equalize the contest, there's no such luck on this day. An empty net goal seals the Senators' fate, and a final record of 3 losses on the weekend will show in the record books. There's no time to dwell on the weekend's affairs, though, as 2 more full weeks of hockey await Binghamton before they can finally put a close in their 2015-2016 season.
It's a grind on everybody involved, from the equipment managers, the athletic therapists, to the players, to the coaches, even to the broadcaster. But again, I think it's that love of the job that really pushes you. And
That was a bit of a grind. Try to do as much recovery and try to take advantage of as much rest as you can, and try to play a simple, smart game on those Sunday afternoon games.
It sucks during the season because you don't get to see your family as much, but I think if you ask any of the players or coaches or staff, they really appreciate the work that we do, and guys say thank you, and you can tell how genuinely affectionate they are towards you, because they really appreciate the things that you do, because they know without you it might be a little bit harder for them.